Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Hello, this is Divine Sunshine. Just trying to see was it going or not. Like, is it started? I can't tell. Okay, I'm trying to see. It kind of would like it to go this way, but that's all right. Trying to get organized, but that's fine. It is what it is. Okay, so we're starting off with to see what's happening with the divine masculine to the divine feminine. I just kind of want to, every now and then I do get nosy, and I wanted to see what was actually going on. So let me see what energies of the divine masculine that we're actually tapping into here. Hoping everybody is faring well with the energies as well. Clear. Okay, so what's going on overall? Source is doing what? Ooh, we're right on up here. So with the divine masculine, Source said they are working on a rebirth with the divine masculine. Clear. Can you give me a clarification with that? We got several of them. So right now, what I see is being clarified for the divine masculine. Source is now trying to do with get his logic together in his head. I think about all the time with my friend that I used to be over like a liturgical dance ministry. And I think about her, and she's always saying, you know, the head and the body. When you talk about leadership, the body goes where the head goes, okay? So when we're talking about this head, it's several things that's going on as far as leadership, how he's going to be able to make moves that's going to cause for the rest of the body himself, like Christ. I'm thinking that they keep on bringing me like the body of Christ, like taking bread, like at communion. And how do you have the rest of it to follow? The body, to me, will be the physical form. The head, to me, is what's bringing about to me is like the spirit, okay, which is who's really in the driver's seat. Well, we're asking for, and I remember I had gotten a reading one time, and the lady said, well, you're asking for really his higher self to drop down and take over into the driver's seat. So what we're doing is really truly waiting the divine masculine for the head and the body to have this connection. Also, I think about even with my dad saying, again, use your noggin, use your head. Now, is this really logical thing for the confirmation? Is this really logically, like, are you really thinking with your head and not with your second head, like the first head, not down their head? So, you got an amen again from that. So, we're getting a rebirth to really kind of really shift some things out. As far as in the logic, and to me they're really saying this is really getting into the 3D way of thinking to shift some things has got to die out, because the way you were thinking, that stuff no longer serves its purpose, especially for where they want you to actually go. Okay, speaking of head, let's look and see about in his emotions what's going on. Clear. So we got a rebirth. It's the death, that head. Think with your noggin. Get your noggin together. He's still here is resentful. Okay? Resentful. Resentful about what? What is this resentful stuff again? Sir, you've got to move. This came out last time. I want an energy. Let me see about what that's about. What are you resentful? Clear. Clarify that, please. Offended, bitter, like I will not a tree planted in the water. We shall not be moved. It's again angel of balance. It's because he's got to balance some things out, and the emotions. his divine feminine energies, because this is the one that's holding a lamp, like a lamp unto my feet, which means he's got to get some understanding. And who's doing that inside the divine masculine energies? Remember, there's a divine feminine or divine masculine. I mean, feminine or male, male or female avatar. If you're housing the divine masculine energies, again, you got to find a way. You got to get some true understanding of some things. When I see pyramids, I always think about foundationally. How were things built before you came through? Ancestors, family, the structure. Some things is good. They go beyond the hands of time. That looks like those pyramids. They've been there since forever. Okay. Some of us got a good foundation. Some of that stuff you can keep on going. Some of the things you look at, you wonder at the past, like how did that even come about? But at the same time, you got to find balance. Again, when I think about this, ancient, that's back then. Old paradigms. Paradigms to me also looks like pyramids to me. Paradigms, building, foundations. Those things are in the past, okay? So he's resentful that he's got to really let go of this old foundation, become a lamp unto his own feet, which means I got to get some real true understanding and balance about things that's going on. And angel means to me as far as in his spirituality, because it's time to take this journey here. Now I pick up in his divine feminine energies within is saying, hey, it's time for us to go. We ain't got our bags packed. We got this lamp again. This is the light again that we're holding that has been really trying to light our path as to where we go. We've got to truly pick a direction where we're going. So if you're going to stick with the karmic situation or whatever, hey, that's where you feel like it, then that's where you are. But that's not where spirit is really truly leading you, especially when I'm seeing all this light all around. Okay, that is not really where it is, and you're feeling resentful, divine masculine energies, because you've got to make a move. I'm hearing the song say, make that move right now, baby. So you got to actually make a move, and you're resentful that you've got to do that. Okay, and so although the bridge that you're going, hey pretty, although the bridge that you're going on, it don't seem like it's 30. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take this journey, but it's one of them kind of bridges that you see them take them on them nature hikes or the whatever, and you got to get from one side to the other, and you're like, this thing is bouncing. I don't see no other side here on this that's really holding on around. So you want me to take this kind of journey, and that is the journey of the unknown. How am I going to really truly be supported as I'm taking this journey? I know that I've got to do it, but I don't feel like I'm going to be supported as I'm doing it. And that's one of the reasons why the divine masculine energies, that's our actions that we have to take moving forward, is having an issue with actually doing this. Because I'm seeing through this picture here, the thing that's drawn to me is it's in the dark. I still don't have no understanding. It don't seem like I'm truly supported as to where I'm supposed to actually go. Okay, all right then. So now let's look and see as far as what's actually going on. Clear. With the divine masculine energies. What's actually going on with the divine masculine energies. So spiritually you're feeling that. Okay, so he knows that again. He's got to be a hermit, which means he's got to go off spiritually so he can really get a good introspection of the world, the whole landscape, okay, of what's actually going on. He understands again that he wants justice, okay. Justice is another way also can be for divine intervention to come in and just like cut the tides. He understands he wants this balance, but to be what I pick up here is like I want somebody else to pick up the sword and to come and save, because it's a conflict with his ego. His ego is having a problem with really in his thinking about it. You know, I think about it. I'll be quiet. But anyway, I think about it. I had a conversation and I told the person that, listen here, right now your head knows where you want to go, but it's your heart that's got to catch up. Okay, so right now it's a thing. The ego is probably telling him one thing as far as, no, you know, we stay in it. This is good. This is not bad. You know, this job ain't that bad. We could keep on at this. You know, it's paying us. This during COVID. So why should I be thinking about leaving this job? And then it became a place in which is a learning lesson. Okay. We could stay in this relationship. It ain't that bad. You know, they supplying me a roof over my head. I got food when I come home from work. You know, although I'm not satisfied, you know, well, maybe that's something wrong with me. I could keep on trekking and doing this because it's really not that bad, okay? Really talking this way, well, you know, arguing. Maybe I start to argue because I be tired from work. And, you know, I got a lot on my mind and I be taking it out on it. So maybe I can stay here, but I'm not happy, you know. Or maybe an ego saying, I want to go, but I'm not really understanding why I want to go because, you know, it seems like everything's all right here. Isn't that selfish? I should stay in. You know, they're coming up with all different kind of excuses as to why they should stay in the situation instead of talking themselves out of rebirthing and becoming something new in the process. And saying again, like I said, all different excuses. This don't look sturdy. This look like I'm about to fall. You know, this, where am I going? This is it dark. Maybe we could do this journey in the night, in the daytime, where I can see everything. Or maybe I'll just wait until they build the other side of this bridge, and then I know I'll be ready to go. You know, it's just all different kinds of excuses instead of saying, and the other part of the ego is like, I'm ready. Let's just go. I don't care where it's going to end up. It's like some people say it ought to be anywhere but here. Anywhere I end up is better than where I'm at right now. So this is where we're at right now. So they're talking about the ego, okay? The justice, the ego. Did I have another one? I put it in here? Okay. Let me see. It feel like, oh, and the next one. I'm like, I know I know one. And their actions, they saying they know they got to moving. You know, a lot of people that I'm talking to, and to be the writing is on the wall, but again, it's like I say, it's the tug of the heart. You already know where it's going to end up with, and it looks like to be, it's just like a waiting game process that they bring to me, where you just really know and it's time for you to move from where you are, but you're finding reasons to say, okay, I'll stay. And, you know, I don't know, like I said, some things, you know, you've got to kind of, with the divine masculine energies, I'm feeling again with them taking actions, they're finding all different kind of excuses to kind of stay there. And they might even be finding themselves being resentful that other people are telling them the same things. Like, I'm seeing, you know, you're not happy. Why don't you get out of it? Or it's the opposite. I seen somebody else's reading. It was talking about that the family members, like this mother, was really talking the divine masculine to stay in there. Like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going with that divine feminine, you know, your counterpart or whatever like that. You gonna stay right here, you know. And so he getting resentful against that too as well. That's another reason for it. So it's like, really, I got to get to the point that they got to put their big boy boxers on and or big girl panties on, and actually in the divine masculine energies, and start to cause this balance, because you can't be more way to the left or more way over to the right. And this is where they are. I kind of want to say, what else is there? Is there anything else that we need to know? Okay, in their emotions, they are looking for relief. Look like to me, if they would go ahead and do this move, they would feel relief. And they know they need to take actions in their communications as well. Again, like I said, some of them might be feeling like they might reach out and touch out to you all this week as well. Can you tell me what's that in regards to? Because a part of them in their actions, they feel like they are believing. Believing what? They're believing, they're starting to believe and know who they are. Some of this divine masculine, I've seen the divine masculine energies, that new guy. that I've been watching. He's saying he feels a shift within the divine masculine energies where they're starting to know who they are, really awaken to what they are, and just to kind of give them time. They feeling believing because of the explorer, about the exploring. They have pretty much for that card to come out, and they know that's their role, which is to explore. That's not a person that I said that's the chaser. We call it traditionally the chaser. I call it the explorer in my deck, because really what they're doing is trying to explore and find themselves as to, you know, where is what brings them love, what makes them happiness. And you know, and they're at that point when they're exploring, they don't care how they get that feeling, who they hurt in the process. And sometimes it's not really about that. It's not them even going in there with that kind of mindset. It's about me, and it's about what I think I need and want at that time. Okay, and so that's what it's like, you know, don't take it personally. That's where I am at this point. What I'm trying to do, what I believe, okay, that's good to pattern and say what makes it a healthy, sustainable relationship for me at that time. And right now I was listening to one of the signs they were talking about, and it was saying, you know, they got an idea of what they want, and if you are not what's in the idea of what they want for themselves, they're going to go after what they think at that moment is going to fit into their pattern, or fit into their world, or fit into that nice little puzzle piece that's missing for that. And so that's where some of these divine masculine energies are, and that's how they find themselves into those situations, because they're looking with tunnel vision about what they actually want. And that's why Spirit said, no, you haven't been thinking with logic. You've been out there chasing the dream, or chasing the green dollar, or chasing the Barbie doll, or chasing the dream. And they like, you ain't been thinking with logic. That stuff has got to die. You know, again, when I was a child, I thought I was a child. But now as a man, I think as a man. It's time for you to grow up. And that's why I say, I might call it and say, it's time to put your big boxes on right now, according to Spirit, because they're saying, again, you sitting up there, to me, every time I look at this resentful thing, look like you throwing a tantrum, like, nah, I ain't going. I ain't thinking about going right now. Nope. I'm stay right here. I'm fine. And the Spirit's like, okay, that's not causing any kind of like balance. You really messing up the scales. You talk about scales of justice. You make a thing weigh one way, and it's not really making it even when we're talking about that, because you're trying to make it go your way or there's no way. And that's not how it is. Spirit said it's got to be a win-win on both sides, you know, on this one. So it's got to be a balance. And it's got to be a balance of your energies too. You can't have the divine feminine energies pulling and doing all this inner work. And then as the divine masculine energies, you just saying, no, I'm not going to do no outside work. Because the divine feminine works on herself inside. And the divine masculine works on himself on the outside. And so you're like, no, I'm fine. I'm just going to stay just the way I am. That's not going to cause a balance. And that's what's causing some of the divine feminine energies, those who are ever in that energy, to feel like I'm tired, I don't know, start questioning, start doubting, not believing, because again, there's this imbalance going on. All right, let's get into some of the solutions the Spirit has. Let's look and see about it. So what are some things that they want to say from the Mystic B? I love these cards. Clear. What is the divine masculine feel that he needs to do now in order to get out this energy? He feels like he's got to practice free will. Okay. Interesting. So this is where he's got to practice free will. So being able to exercise in this thing for him to be able to. Now that's interesting. She's got all these patterns and native things. Half of us patterns, half of us not. Free will to me also has got to get a leg of the land too. Whenever I see native things, that lets me know this, that I got to get a leg of the land. But at the same time, while I'm getting a leg of the land, they're pulling me and saying again, he's got to beat to his own drum. He's got to be his own person. So whoever it is, like I heard that reading saying about the mother, the maternal, or whoever it is that might be in the divine feminine energies that's of authority, or somebody that he really looks up to, that's in these energies, is really putting the pimp hand down on him to say, nope, you ain't going in that direction. You're going to stay right here in this lesson that life has given you, and you ain't going nowhere else with this distorted person or in this distorted situation. That causes a problem for him to be able to exercise free will. And so that's what they mean by this card here. Again, you got to got to break the chains that you're in, and in order for you to do that, you're going to have to think logical how to get out this situation and stop throwing these tantrums. I wish they, to me, it's like, nope, I ain't coming, and being resentful of the situation, because the more resentful it is, there's no movement, it's just stagnation. Okay, so that's one thing that they say. You got to exercise free will in the situation. Also, what you need to surrender is divine masculine. Clear. I mean, what's the change that's got to happen in your life too as well? What's the change? Self-care. To me, again, it's all about self again. Forget about these other people and this people-pleasing thing that you're doing. Make sure, just like on the airplane, make sure you put your mask on first, and then again, everybody else you supply next. You cannot be good to anybody else unless you got your stuff together. You got to learn, and this is interesting, they got the color blue in here. You got to start communicating this, the throat chakra. Maybe we talked about that, communication. You got to take some action in communication. Letting this person know, whoever it is that I seen in that other reading that was talking about the feminine, or the feminine energies that's very authority, very hands down on, no, this is what we gonna do. You're gonna have to get vocal with them, say, nope, I'm not happy, I don't want to be here. The same kind of energies you got here, like, nope, I ain't gonna do it. You got to be the same way with this person. Tell them, no, this is what I say I'm gonna do. So it can make the tables turn, because that's going to help you to get into your being able to communicate, be able to connect with others in a healthy way, and be able to manifest this new beginning that you want, or this rebirth. This interest is almost look like the phoenix, or the like the fire here again. And through you being able to communicate here, you're going to be able to create that fire that's going to create that rebirth here, which is going to help you to have that identity here that's representing your solar plex, which is going to be in the background, help you to be in your heart chakra as well. What do you need to surrender? What do you need to surrender at this point? Clear. You got to surrender your attachment to results. That's true, because I could tell when I picked up this card, I said, this person, talk about logic. Heck, you overanalyzing this. Talk about, is the bridge safe? It don't look like it's got no other railing. I don't know about that. When you build the other side of the rail, then I'll be ready to cross it. Okay, and then also, it's dark. Can we have some light on in this place? Maybe if we're light, I might be able to do it even if the other side ain't built. Again, you keep on looking at results and want everything to be picture perfect. Like you said, I want justice. If I get justice and divine intervention, if the divine step in, then I'll be able to. And then right now they're saying your actions, you gonna have to make the first step. You make the first step, and then we'll follow. How about that? You make the first step, then we'll follow. Okay, so again, the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So they're saying again, you got to make, they keep on saying, you got to make the steps. So you got to put your boxes on, then put your boxes or your panties on, and then make the first step. And then we will go on. Once you do that first step, we got the rest of it. But right now, Spirit is saying, we got to see you. You got to take some action. You got to put that first foot forward and then go on ahead, and then we'll be able to do the next. Okay. I wanted to see about the, what's my relationship? What is this person, this DM, what do you think about the relationship right now? What do you think about the relationship right now? What's the connection? Clear. What do you feel about the connection between the divine feminine and divine masculine? We got a 7 here. He really feels that this divine masculine, we got swords energy here. There's a conflict. However, he knows that really even where he is, he's trying to find his bliss. He swears he's really almost in his bliss already. This one right here. He thinks he's in his bliss already. And he feels that, you know, this divine feminine is still attached to the past because she got her arm back, which lets me know. She's like, yeah, I'm open, but, that's the big but the past. And so then he's like, I want to offer something. So he's going to feel like this divine masculine may offer something small, is the token of love to let you know that, hey, I'm still in it. He feels like right now here, he's going to give you that. You still, to me, when a person's like this is guarded. Because I remember I used to have a guy that was telling me to stop standing like this because I'm trying to be defensive and I'm trying to guard myself. So I try to really consciously make sure I don't put my arms in front of me where I guard and I block my energy. And so that's what she's doing. She's guarding. She's defending. She wants to still hold on to the past, but still remain open to the connection he feels with the divine feminine energies. This is how he sees the divine feminine, but he wants to still offer this token of love as well to her. We got blue here, which again, she seems like she's been communicating some things about, which is around her body, like the connection, about her identity, where she is. And she's learning how to be comfortable with the connections and manifesting too, because that's the pillow. While he's trying to learn how to be comfortable with the pillow is green in the heart space, but at the same time, he ain't got his head down on it, so he ain't too comfortable. He's still trying to be in control, sit up in it, but he still wants to let know that he's trying to like tell the divine feminine, be open to it. To be open to the connection, because he's got his hand there with her leg, but at the same time he's offering her a small token of love, and she's like, yeah, but I'm defensive, I'm holding, but I'm still holding on to the past. So this is how he feels, but he still says he wants to. So the divine masculine, maybe some of you all may be in communication with your energies, whether they're female or male, might communicate to you a little small something, you know, like, hey, how you doing? You've been on my mind, which makes your heart go a flutter, like, oh my God, he's still in it to win it, you know. So that kind of energies, the divine masculine might find himself reaching out to you. Okay, now let's get some advice. Right on the head. I said 30. That was it. Okay, so let's look and get some advice. Some relationship advice from source. Clear. So the divine feminine that energies that's on waiting on this divine, awaiting, or still doing, or still dealing, or connected with this type of divine masculine. Now, just to be honest, because some of us are still like you're waiting. You still might be doing your own thing. You're being patient. You're still going on doing your things, but you're still with the expectations of having the divine masculine coming. Let's look what it's saying. Every relationship I establish is eternal. Like this came out before. It is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal, and that once it has been established, it is a part of your vibrational makeup forevermore, and that in your powerful now, where all that you have become converges with all that you are now becoming, you hold the power to create. And so your observation of a situation, wanted or unwanted, no matter how remote you believe yourself to be, makes you a co-creative partner of the experience. So again, like they're saying, you got to remember this again. This is a relationship that has been established before time. It's eternal. And that also understanding that your vibrational makeup makes up for what is being expressed now. And so in order for what the things that's being expressed in the relationship, whether you like it or you don't like it, you are the co-creator of it. So remember again at all times that you are the co-creator of it. So divine masculine for you, you don't like it, you're going to have to put your boxers or your big panties on and get to making some outward action. And your divine feminine energies, you've been doing the work. But again, it's got to, again, for to be co-creators. Again, that's where you talk about this balance. You're upset because inside, your divine feminine energies within you knows what needs to do. They're like, I'm on board. Your divine masculine energies is like, so I got to actually do this. And now I'm going to come up with 50 million different excuses as to why I can't. This ain't right. She ain't in the right position. She's still with the blah, blah, blah. Or he's still with the blah, blah, blah. I'm still here. This job is. When the job gets better or when we out of COVID, then I'm ready to make some moves. All of these excuses. And again, you're thinking, but to me, you're thinking again from that ego standpoint, and you're not using what they're saying, the logic, which is really weighing really the pros and cons and using also your heart. We're trying to move you out of that, what you think is logical, and moving you into your heart space as well too, because again, the head is stopping you. And remember that the union between the twin flames is housed and in the heart. It's in the heart. So that's the space where you need to actually go to. Okay. All right then. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love you.